Alrighty, I'm going to talk about something a little weirder than what my normal videos have been. Normally I'm reviewing movies, but I just bought a brand new 2023 Ford Maverick XLT hybrid, and I'm going to go through my whole buying process and everything because over the last 6 months or so, I watched so many videos about the Maverick and other things. I know there's an audience out there for it. So if you're thinking about buying one, or you're waiting to get one, I can give you my first thoughts. I've had it since Wednesday. So what is today? Today's Sunday. I've had it like 4 days so far, so this is going to be a very thorough review of things. But I thought I would talk about my buying process. I would talk about my dealership experience, because there was a lot of scary videos about that too. And then I would show off what few accessories I have already put in it in 4 days, which is, like, I say few, I've done a lot of accessorizing already. So yeah, and then I may do more of these videos depending on how many people are interested. But so yeah, I bought well, let's go back a little bit. A couple years ago, was looking to buy a new vehicle. I have a daughter who was needing a vehicle, and I was going to buy me a new one and give her my 2012 Escape. I was originally going to get a Bronco Sport. That was what I felt like I wanted, but then I also kind of wanted a truck. I've had Rangers in the past, and I felt like when the Maverick first came out that I really was, I kind of fell in love, really, with the Maverick. And I decided I wanted a pickup truck. I will say that I have never bought a new vehicle before. I've always bought a couple years used. So I didn't even really 100% know about the buying process. A lot of this I got off of different YouTube videos or the Ford Maverick forums, but I was going to buy a 22 Maverick. It got sold out from underneath me, and so I just back in September, when the 23 Maverick orders came up, I went to my local dealership and put $1,000 down, ordered me one. Had no idea how the process was going to be. Got scared listening to other people's videos. But overall, my ordering process was pretty good. I put the $1,000 down, ordered it. Took me like 20 minutes or so. I went with kind of a basic setup. I just went with the XLT. I didn't get anything extra. I wanted a hybrid because I wanted the good gas mileage. And I thought, you know what, I'll add stuff later. Is what I thought, because I'd heard horror stories about orders getting pushed back. So come March, they Ford emailed me and let me know that my order had shipped. And then a couple of weeks later, I called the dealership. They told me it was close. Then about a week later after that, last week, March 29th, I went and took delivery. I was super worried about the dealership experience, because like I said, I have dealt with dealerships before, even though I've never bought a new vehicle, and I didn't know what I was getting into as far as them trying to upsell me on things. And they didn't. They were not pushy at all. They tried to sell me an extended warranty. I didn't get that. Other than that, it was a really good process. And I was in and out of there in about 2 hours, which I felt like was pretty good for a Ford dealership. So for all those freaking out, you know, there are some good ones out there. I paid MSRP. I asked at the beginning to make sure they weren't trying to do anything. They never tried to add anything extra on it or anything like that. And yeah, other than asking me if I wanted to extend the warranty. It was a 2-hour ordeal. So, got my Escape. Just washed her up. Watched lots of videos about cleaning a brand new car too, because some of my old school strategies were a little dated, but I think she looks pretty nice all dolled up here. But yeah, so I got this. So far, I'm in the honeymoon stage for sure, because I love it. There's like nothing wrong with it at all. But of course, you know, I'm only 4 or 5 days into it. I've only gone on like one significant trip. I literally work a half a mile away, so it's been all electric every time I go anywhere around town here. But I did go and watch some movies about 50 miles away, and took her yesterday, and it went great. I'm still amazed. I was coming from a 2012 Ford Escape Limited, so it was the higher end Escape. It had leather seats and LED lighting and electric seats and all these fancy things that I thought I was going to miss by just getting the XLT model. But so far, it hasn't bothered me. I like the seats in this. I don't mind not having electric seats. The LED lighting was kind of a gimmick anyway, so on the inside. So, yeah. So let's go through some of the things I've done already to this sucker, besides clean her up real nice and put some ceramic spray on her. Right off the bat, let's go do the back stuff first. I did just put this on today. I got a tonneau cover. I'll put the links where I've got everything so far. This one is the GATOR trifold. It was $2.99. This was I didn't want to go with the hard top because I thought it was going to be, well, I'm cheap, so it was a little too expensive for me, but I think this turned out pretty nice. It was like the easy of all the things I've done to this so far. This was one of the easiest things to do. It literally just, that's why I picked the GATOR one, because it's all like little pulleys and twist knobs. You don't need any tools to put it on. I put the little letters in here. I will say that yes, they did, the dealership put a sticker under the hybrid there, and I removed it today too. I was so nervous about getting a vehicle, I just wasn't even going to fight him on it, but it was easy to remove. But I put the black letters in there. That was about $30. I think it looks really good. I don't want to back up too much, but I think it looks really good with the lettering. I do have a I got it locked. I do have the liner, or I don't know what you call it, bed mat part ordered to go in here. I went ahead and got the Ford one. It was $150, I think, and then I got the little plastic piece from Ford too. I think it was like $70 to go over here. I've ordered those a couple days ago, so I'll probably put those on this week. But that way I have a little bed protection. I thought about doing a full bed liner. I don't like the spray-in liners. I know that I'm kind of weird because everybody else likes the spray-in liners, but I was going to do the plastic one, but then I was like, well, I don't know. It's a pretty small bed, but it'll do what I need it to do. And you can see what I was talking about on the GATOR. These front ones are just, you just pull to release, which is real nice. The back ones are like little twisty knobs to get it on and off. But yeah, I'll put the liner in, and then the back piece when they come in later this week. And let's move to the inside. As far as the back, oh yeah, I forgot I left my leaf blower in here. In the back, one of the very first things I did was get floor liners, and I did a ton of research on the floor liners. It's basically between the WeatherTech, the Ford ones, there was a cheaper brand on Amazon and then Smartliner. And I did a ton of research. So glad I went with Smartliner, because if you can see on these back ones, and I'll show you the front ones in a minute, they are like a perfect fit. Tons of coverage. Exactly what I was wanting. And yeah, you don't have the Ford Maverick stamping on it, but other than that, go ahead and put this out of here so I don't forget it. But and I already got somebody's butt dust in my seat there, but yeah, I did get that random little, I think it was Musology or something. I wanted like somewhere to put trash, and it's kind of cool. It's got like a, I don't remember how much it was, but oh, find it in my Amazon order. It's got like a little light and magnets that hold it together, which is kind of cool. It says Maverick on it. Just clips on back there. Just a spot for me, although I'm kind of anal about about keeping trash out of the car, but there's a spot for me to put some trash if I'm on a long trip or something. As far as the front, there are the Smartliners that I put in. Got my foot dirt all over them already, but as you can see, the coverage is great on those. They really look just as good to me as all the other ones do. And yeah, you got the little Smartliner logo, but I think they look pretty cool. Let's see, what else have I done? I did do a couple things that I already don't like, not Ford things, but third-party things. Like I was like, oh, Ford cup holders, because I remembered in my Escape how annoying it was to clean down in here. Well, there was basically two sizes, and the original size was too big, so when I trimmed them down, now they're little bitty and kind of pointless. So that was dumb on my part. Another thing I got that I'm not in love with is I went and got the Cubby Grid thing to go in here, because I was like, what's the point of this? And I wanted to be able to put my phone up here next to the screen, so I got one of these. I think it's a combination of this, because I got this one and it's so fat, I had to trim out some of the Cubby Grid, and so now it kind of wobbles a little bit, which I don't like. I'll improve that over time, but it worked out kind of nice because I was able to just run the wire and kind of hide it back there. And I got my little 90-degree angles here to try and cable manage a little bit better. I do have the Auto Box, another thing I did a bunch of research on because I wanted wireless CarPlay. It's been working great for the 4 days so far. Kicks on automatically. I have noticed if I have a bad habit of closing all my apps out. Let's see if I can get a picture of it down there. It's like a little piece of thing there, but I just stuck it underneath there and plugged it in. But I have noticed that if I close everything out on my phone, on my iPhone, which I do a lot, and if you do that, it doesn't want to start until you open up like Spotify or apps or something. But if I could just break my habit of closing everything out, that probably wouldn't be a problem. Because I've noticed if I just leave Spotify open, it just, as soon as I get in the car, it connects right up in like 30 seconds. So, which is what I wanted. So basically I have wireless CarPlay for, that was probably like $30. Cubby Grid thing I'll have to work on. I don't like the wobbling of it. And like I said, I think it's because of this piece right here. I just didn't get a good charger, but I did put a screen protector, and I got freaking a piece of dust in here, which is bugging me already. So I'll probably have to order another one of those. It's like $10 though. Normally, like on iPad and things, they give you a couple. They gave me one for $10, which is kind of a crap, but oh well. I'm just gonna deal with it for right now. I also got this little, which I've seen these, a bunch of people on YouTube have these, but the little divider tray center console, because just by the factory it's just a big open hole. So I did this so I could kind of stay organized. I'm having to rebuild my miscellaneous stuff that I keep in my car, because I basically gave everything to my daughter with my Escape. I'm trying to think, what else did I do in here? Oh, I did do this, which my coworker was making fun of me about. I put these little blue tire caps on here, on all my tires. But yeah, I think that's about it. It's about all I've done so far. Like I said, I ordered the liner and the little tailgate cover. Should be here next week, and you know, I'm gonna stop buying stuff for a little while because I got a new car payment. But so far, the things I'm loving about it, the gas mileage. Let's turn it on and see. They filled me up at the dealership. I haven't had to get gas yet, and I was kind of amazed yesterday. So I've done 220 miles. I think I had 6 miles on it when they filled it up. And then I think it said I had there we go, 282. So almost double what my Escape was doing. It's just crazy. And I haven't even really been trying yet. Like I said, I think yesterday when I was driving around the city of Clarksville, it was getting like 40 or something miles per gallon. Now, when I have to go anywhere, because I live in Western Kentucky in a little town, I have to get on the interstate, which is gonna suck some of the hybrid stuff. I've never had a hybrid before. I am having a hard time getting used to like all the weird noises and things this thing makes. It's freaking quiet, especially when you're first backing out and stuff, because you're just on electric only. But some of the stuff, like, you'll just be walking by it and it makes a bunch of little clicky noises. I was reading online that's normal, something to do with either my key fob or the cooling system or something. When you're braking, it makes a weird noise because it's, I guess, regenerating the battery, and it sounds kind of like a robot or something. But other than that, I freaking love it. It's so much roomier in here than even like all the videos I watched. It was hard to, I never sat in one. That was another thing. I bought this, had never been in one. And I just kind of went with my gut on it. But the front is similar to my Escape. It feels very same. Like, I'm a pretty big dude. I'm 6'1", almost 300 pounds, and I feel very comfortable and very roomy in there. Now, the back seat, I will say my Escape has the back seat beat, especially, you know, it's not awful. I've already had a couple of people sit back there, and they were like, I could do a short trip, but I'm not going to do, oh, the engine kicked on, but I'm not going to do a long trip back there, and I'm probably not going to have too many long trips with people in the back seat, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, guess I'll turn this off now. That is, I guess, all I'm going to talk about right now. If anybody has any questions, I can answer them in the comments. So far, I'm pretty much, because then I'm in the honeymoon phase. I'm loving every bit of it. I have no complaints right now. But we'll see. One thing why I always kind of go with Fords is because every time I've had a Ford, I've had very little or no problems. I try to get a good 8 years out of my vehicles, so that's kind of why I've always gone with Ford. Every time I've gone with anything else, particularly Chrysler vehicles like a Jeep, I've always had all kinds of issues. So hopefully this will get me 8 to 10 years is what I'm hoping. And I have a bed now, and I can do pickup truck stuff again like I did when I had my Ranger, which is what I was wanting to do. I don't do anything too crazy, but you know, it's cool to have. And yeah, I guess that'll do it for me for now.